Hey, I'm Noah Kravitz. This is the Motorola X. It's a good phone. It's a very good phone. But it is a great phone? Let's find out. Alright, so this is the Moto X. It's ironic that this is the white version because arguably the coolest thing about this phone is how you can customize it in all the different colors. Have you seen the commercial with the dog wearing sunglasses? If you have, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you're not really missing out. But you can customize this thing with black or white front bezels and a whole bunch of different color options for the back panel and the buttons and all that different stuff. You can go to the Moto Maker website. This phone, this is the Sprint version. Did I say that? I don't know. Thanks Sprint for lending it to me. Also available on the other bunch of other carriers, major carriers in the U.S. And is it available abroad now? I don't even know. But now I want to make a bad joke about abroad. I walked into a bar and I saw this broad. That's not funny. Assembled in the U.S., blah, blah, blah. This phone's been out for a little while, so you probably know this. But that's okay, because you haven't heard me say it. The phone has dropped already in price. When it came out at $199 on contract, people, tech nerds like me, were all like, oh, that's too much, because it's not a high-end phone, it's a mid-range phone or whatever. So they dropped the price. Now it's $99 on contract. I think it represents a stupendous value. Particularly if you get it in a cooler color scheme. You can also customize the boot screen so it says, hey dude, or a broad walked into a bar, or whatever when you open it up. I do not advocate calling women broads, by the way. I just want to say that. So anyway, I think this is a great phone for a couple of different users. I think it's a great phone as sort of an introduction to somebody who wants an Android smartphone because they actually want Android, or because they use other Google services, or because they want a phone and they don't want an iPhone for whatever reason. I think the Moto X is great for that type of user. I think it's a great phone for somebody who wants the customization, wants a phone that's going to get updates, if not as quickly as the Nexus line, still very quickly. Truck, go away, I'm trying to make a video. And I think it's a great phone for somebody who wants the active notifications, which are really cool, and also the whole "Okay Google Now" feature. Hey, good morning to you. What's going on? Search the web for chocolate chip cookies. Future good morning, what's going on? Right? A little slow, but so it's got the special, got a few processors in here. It's got the regular processor, which is they're calling it like the Moto X8, I think, but it's actually it's a Qualcomm Snapdragon. It's just Motorola's done a little stuff to it. They call it the X8, but it's a Snapdragon S4 Pro running at 1.7 dual core, and then they've got a special coprocessor that all it does is it listens for me to say "Okay Google Now," so it can respond with "Okay Google Now," with "Hello Noah." Isn't that terrific? The best thing to me about this phone, besides the customization abilities of the outer casing, which I told you about, also wood, the wood is coming out still, or so they say, is the screen-to-body ratio. The front of this thing is almost all screen. The bezel is very small. So you've got a really nice, this phone feels smaller than its screen size would indicate. It's a 4.7-inch display. It's 720p. It's not the full 1080p treatment, which, if you know what that means and you're concerned about it, then this isn't the phone for you. For everybody else, it's going to be just fine. It's AMOLED. I think the screen looks really great. I hope the last thing I was looking at wasn't anything bad. No, it's just FutureSmart, just my own website. Look at that, FutureSmart. That's where you can find me, FutureSmart. But if we go to, I don't know, let's go to Flickr and see if there's anything neato burrito on Flickr to look at. The screen looks really good. The AMOLED, it might be a little bit oversaturated. It's not, it's not on par with the best displays out there. HTC One, iPhone 5S, but I still think it looks really good. And again, for the average user, or for somebody who wants a great phone, really good phone for a value, or what have you, like, it's going to be just fine. And then you get the benefit of this thing just feeling smaller than Galaxy S4 or an HTC One. It's noticeably smaller feeling, and yet, I mean, here's the iPhone 5 5S. And, you know, the footprint of the device, pretty similar. But the 5S has a 4-inch screen, and the Moto X has 4.7. So a lot more real estate. That said, whoa, shaky camera. That said, it's not the thinnest phone out there. It's made of plastic. It feels good for plastic, but it's still plastic. It does not feel like a premium device. Again, like you know, something like the HTC One or the iPhone 5S. You can see, you know, the white's gotten dirty over time. That's why you don't get the white. You get the olive green or something else. It's got this little dimple in the back, so you can rest your finger, I guess, when you hold it. I don't know. I find I just hold it like this anyway, or like that. Pinky cramp. That's my new thing, pinky cramp. Should be a hashtag. Worst thing about the phone, the camera. 10 megapixel, but it's middling quality at best. The camera software, just not all that great. I should show you the active notification since that just happened. But we'll get to the camera software in a second. But the photo quality, it's noticeably not as good, again, as some of the top tier competition. Front camera, 2 megapixel. You know, you can shoot video, you can do all the stuff with it. So the camera software, pretty bare bones. You tap, you take a picture. You can swipe in from the left side to pull up your controls. You've got tap to focus, which original kind of early reviews, people were having problems with tap to focus. It works fine for me. You know, you can set HDR mode. You can do all that stuff. It's got a slow mode video camera. Should make a video that's just slow motion camera stuff because it's cool. I should take a picture of whatever that random dirty thing is on this table. Front facing camera. Hey, there I am. I'm shooting with my iPad on a box of wine glasses because I just moved and I don't know where anything is. Really smart of me to revive the YouTube channel before I could find my camera charger. But whatever, man. You've got Android. You know, you're running Android. And so you've got all kinds of cool stuff on there with the Android integration and everything. And you're not going to have KitKat on here yet, but you are going to have updates, I think, a little bit faster than some of the other devices, particularly the ones like the HTCs and the Samsungs that have their own custom overlays on top of Android. But right now, running 4.2.2. 4.3 should be out soon, I would think. 4.4 as well. Motorola's already said 4.4 is coming. But, you know, if you're a heavy user of Android and you like the stock Android experience, again, it's kind of this or a Nexus 5 or one of the Google Play editions, the HTC One or the Samsung GS4. Or, you know, you can get into sort of lesser known brands, get an unlocked device. But for an on-carrier device with a straight up Android experience, $99, you can customize the colors, a lot going for it. I just wish the camera was a little bit better. And the phone's kind of bland. There's not like, you know, there's not a big bling factor to it. And I think you can get customization by getting a different phone and getting a case. And, you know, it'll be a little bit thicker and heavier if you do that. But this isn't the thinnest, lightest phone out there already. So I don't know. I was really excited about this phone kind of until I got it and played around with it. And then it's like, you know, it's a solid phone. And if you like the stock Android experience, like I said, you know, really good option. All the carriers, great price. But there's nothing like super G-wow about it, except for the active notifications, which are cool. And then, of course, okay, Google now. Okay, Google now. Okay, Google now. There we go. I can't do that. If I lift my voice at the end, okay, Google now, it doesn't work, but if I do the normal, okay, Google now. Yeah, see, it wants me to be deep. Deep voice. Is it searching for deep voice now? Deep. Awesome. There you go. Yeah, that's me, man. I'm a deep gorge. So next time, my name's Noah. I'm a deep gorge. The website is called Future Smarter. The YouTube channel, Krabby Crab. Follow me on Twitter, whatever. And one day, well, maybe I'll find my camera charger. Maybe I'll just keep finding inventive ways to prop the iPad up to shoot video and then edit it on iMovie on the iPad. Or not. Moto X, $99, available now. Thanks to Sprint for lending it to me. Goodbye.